Welcome back, and this is SeeWing Yee from the Year of Listed Network. Today, you can learn about retire with one rental property. One, pretty quickly. All right, so let me share my screen. Here we go. Retire with just one rental property. A strategy worth considering for investors who don't fit the conventional W-2 lending box. Here we go. Again, this is what we do. Our network, we are a leading provider of 100% turnkey, 99% passive, hands-off, ground-up new construction, co-living, rent by the room properties. With all these numerical metrics, feel free to pause this screenshot and digest this amazing numeric benchmark. All right, with that in mind, what if $60,000 a year in cash flow was the finish line? If you can buy this one rental property and achieve $5,000 target monthly passive income, okay? All you need is $150,000 of down payment can produce 60 grand of your retirement income within a few months. Very, very much doable. How? Of course. Great question. Here's the question. I know if you have a full doc loan capacity, Fannie and Freddie loan, typical traditional full doc loan, which a lot of people have, which is fine for investors. But what if you don't have a W-2 job? What if you're self-employed, or you're recently retired, or you're between jobs, or if you're a self-employed entrepreneur who takes significant tax deductions on paper and reports very, very little taxable income? Many people assume you cannot qualify for investment financing. This is not true. So we have DSCR loans, very, very popular investment loan. That is debt service coverage ratio. You qualify on the property, not your paycheck. Okay, so DSCR loans focus primarily on whether the property's projected rental income can support the mortgage payments, taxes, insurance, everything else, okay? And I'll show you, I will give you some specific example. Okay, this kind of lender does not rely on your W-2 income or your tax returns. No doc loan. But the lender will still need to evaluate your good FICO score, which we'll talk about, right? And your cash reserve, the underwriting properties cash flow, and all that. So at the bottom line is no employment history is necessary. No traditional last 2 years of federal tax return. The property's rent, the properties that you're trying to buy, the rent should carry the loan, should carry the debt service. All right. So what does it take to qualify for you folks out there? Again, here are the requirements. Okay. Credit score of preferably higher than 700. Down payment, 25% down payment. Closing costs, documented. Cash reserve, 6 months PITI. If you have 6 months of principal, taxes, insurance, and interest, PITI, and the 6 months cash reserve on the underwriting of the loan can come from your current 401k or from your IRAs, not just regular cash. Okay? So the kind of property is best suited for my presentation is co-living, new construction, duplex. Okay, if you've been part of my YouTube channel, if you're part of my network, you know what I'm talking about. This is our niche. This is what we do mainly. So a duplex, I'll show you all the details, is around $600,000, maybe $650,000, depending on what model. You put 20 to 25% down payment on a DSCR loan, around 120 to 150K, and you'll produce gross monthly rent of $14,367. Oh, this is just a projection. The disclaimer is you have to consult with your financial advisor to determine your goals and objective, your risk tolerance. to go over your situation. Okay, this is not a advice for myself. I'm not a licensed financial professional or tax advisor. Consult your own advisor to determine what's appropriate to your situation. All right, so let me continue. So here are the numbers, okay, of this property, okay, and all the underwriting debt expenses, okay. I'll show you the pro forma momentarily. Your monthly net cash flow is give or take around 5 grand, okay. All the norm metrics is just off the chart, okay. So rent by the room, co-living, investment, real estate, fast-growing asset class. Okay, and the our marketing tech platform is PassSplit, and then we have a co-living property management, so you can outsource and delegate pretty much almost passively. So, and one of our builder have a builder rate buy down for this co-living new construction properties. It can reshape the entire deal. 5.5%, 30-year fixed DSCR loan. It was just absolutely incredible because today's investment loan rate per the Mortgage News Daily for primary owner-occupied properties is around 6.8%, right? And for investment loans, it's typically 50 basis point higher. Typically for any kind of conventional investment loan lending, especially on a duplex, require 25% down payment and the investment loan rate of 7.5% or even 8% on a conventional full doc loan or even a DSCR loan on some other type of properties. Okay, so just go to show you, we have this amazing builder incentive, DSCR loan, to finance one of this co-living rent by the room new construction business model. All right, 5.5% 30-year fix. You can't beat that. All right, so a lower rate like this between 5.5 and 6.8 or 7.5% on a $500,000 loan is a difference between like $400 more cash flow on this loan rate as opposed to the other rate, right? So the full expense stack behind a well-managed co-living deal. Again, the mortgage, we take into consideration the gross rent of almost around 14,000, as I mentioned. You minus the monthly debt service, which is your mortgage, your taxes, insurance, property management fee of 8% of the rent, and the PassSplit marketing fee, tenant placement, tenant pre-screening fee of another 8%, 16% of the rent goes to the two property management layers. Okay. And of course the utilities, which is come out of your pocket, and you pay for the internet, you pay for the electricity, water, electric, and garbage pickup fee, all those kind of things, internet. And of course, we added even 5 to 10% of the maintenance reserves. We added even the vacancy reserve around 5 to 7%. And of course, the furnishing and the operating expenses associated with a furnished rent by the room model. All right. So one property, just one property is not a portfolio. You don't need 50 doors like all those popular Instagram and mainstream media, YouTube video gurus out there mention, oh, you need to buy a whole bunch of property in order to achieve $5,000 monthly cash flow. You take 5 to 10 years to do it. You have to buy multiple properties in the Midwest, for those cheap on paper deals. You buy those older traditional rental houses, 50 to 100 years old in the Midwest, so you can achieve the cash flow. You have to go through years and years and years of research, due diligence. You buy 30, 40, 50 doors to equal 5 grand. No, you would just buy one rental to achieve 5 grand per month net. And then $60,000 of net monthly annual cash flow, 60 grand. Okay, you can do more if you have more money, of course. All right, so you have to buy in the right market, the right property, the right financing, and the right property management strategy. All right, so, and here's the example, our iconic duplex, 14 bedroom, 14 bathrooms, 1-to-1 bathroom ratio, which is iconic into real estate asset class of co-living, which is upcoming, the fastest growing real estate asset class. Co-living properties, rent by the room across the country is booming. Look at the numbers, right? This is the actual deals that we've been doing consistently for the past few years, right? This is the number that we alluded to. Feel free to pause the screenshot, right? This is the gross rent. This is the pass bit, get the 8%, okay, of the rent to do the marketing, tenant placement, and tenant collection, monthly collection, then another 8% for co-living in-house property management fee equals the monthly figures, you minus property taxes, insurance, utility fees, right? Like I said, internet and water, electricity, garbage collection, the whole 9 yards come out of your pocket on a furnished rentals, rent by the room. Maintenance reserve, we've incorporated $500 maintenance reserve. So this is a very realistic pro forma underwriting. At the end of the day, you can get around $5,000 monthly net profit. Okay, we have another pro forma which breaks down the numeric metrics. Okay, the DSCR loan typically require 1% debt coverage ratio. Okay, and we have 2.79% debt coverage ratio. We way exceed the minimum underwriting requirement for DSCR loan, okay, because of high cash flow associated with co-living properties. And this is our floor plan. This is our rendering of our new construction. We help you build the co-living properties. You just get under contract, place your deposit, and we built the property for you in the next 5 to 7 months, give or take, okay? And of course, we have numerous locations in Florida and in Texas, new construction, which is very rare in a co-living ecosystem, very, very rare. Only a small percentage of all the 30,000 co-living homes spread across 40 real estate markets have new construction, rent by the room, 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. Iconic, we can charge a lot more per month on a 1 bedroom to 1 bath ratio. Of course, our team have done all the due diligence for years and years and years, and this is our focus. All right, so just all you need is 1 rental or more. It depends on your timeline. If you want to retire today with $5,000 of passive income, you buy this 1 property. Okay, if you're retired a few years later, you have more capital beyond the 1 property. Hey, you can retire with more than $60,000 annual cash flow income. Right. So at the end of the day, you don't need multiple doors. You just earn more cash flow with the least amount of rentals. Okay, use a system, process, and procedures. Okay, and we have this systems set in place. Right, this is the blueprint. So here are the steps. I'm not going to go over the details. You can pause the screenshot. And this is our various construction properties we have across our markets. At the end of the day, it's almost passive, right? And so here are the, we have the system. We have done this for a very long time. We specialize in long distance, out of state, turnkey, 100% turnkey with all the resources available to you. It's a one-stop shop, okay? As you can see, amazing system, process, and procedures. At the end of the day, you have 3 choices: do nothing, do something on your own, which may take months and years, or you work with us. That we already vetted the market. We have all the systems, all the teams in place, the market, everything, the numbers available for you. Live your life on your own terms. And like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And also, better yet, put your email into my website so you can become a free member of our network. So in your email inbox, you will receive quite a few emails on a weekly basis. So you can learn more about real estate investing. And the best situation is if you're absolutely ready, you feel like this presentation resonates with me, and this is a strategy you want, contact me directly. Text me preferably, all right, that we can do a complimentary consultation. All right, Thank you so much for watching, and have a nice day. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.